Hello and welcome to the Bespoke Unit, and in this video we're going to be exploring the topic, can you save a cigar for later?
Hello and welcome to Bespoke Unit. I'm CP.
I'm Paul Anthony.
And I'm Klaas Kelner.
And earlier we were doing a video on whether you can relight a cigar, and Paul had the sudden inspiration of wondering, can you save a cigar for later?
I know this is a question I've been asked by many people, and my typical response is no, you should just smoke it. But as we're here with an expert in the trade, Klaas Kelner, we thought we'd ask him the question and see if it's possible.
So,
the question is, can you save your cigar for later? The also question is, how long are you waiting for later? I mean, how long has your cigar been sitting there? I'm assuming the question is after you have started your cigar, correct?
Yeah, sure. So just say I've started this cigar, it's a Robusto size, an inch and a half through. So I've got solid 3.5 inches left. Is it possible to snip this because I've been called away, I've got a phone call, or I've got to rush somewhere that was unexpected? Is it possible to save this, you know, put in a over the pack, or just leave it on the side and then return to it? I mean, what are some of the thoughts that come from those questions?
See, I've seen a lot of people smoke a cigar halfway through, right? And then they say, oh, I'm gonna save it for later. They grab a Ziploc, right? For example, they take a guillotine, for example, and they cut it right in the middle. And their thought process is that I smoked this, the rest has not even started to combust, it has not even lit, it has been lit, so the rest should be perfect. The answer is no. That's a very straight, simple answer. The problem is that in your cigar acts like a filter, right? So smoke travels through the cigar, and the longer the cigar actually will soften up the smoke. Have you noticed that when you get to a second or third, some flavors become more intense, right? So when you are actually towards the end, towards the head of the cigar, now you're receiving that smoke more directly. This whole time, this smoke has been filtered by the length of the cigar, traveling through the cigar.
And that's why we kind of look at first, second, and final, third tasting experience, how, you know, the evolution of flavor happens.
Exactly. The evolution of taste, or the thirds, it is very in line with the filtration of the smoke to the cigar. It goes hand in hand. However, if you cut that cigar, you put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you smoke it that night or the next day, what happens is that there is residue of that smoke that has settled in the body of the cigar. And it's kind of like an ashtray, where if you have ash that has just been sitting there for a long time, it starts to smell very putrid, very bad.
Yeah.
So the same thing will start happening inside the cigar. And next time you relight it, 12 hours later, 24 hours later, you're gonna be basically burning particles of smoke that have been resting there, and that are gonna not already combusted, and you're just gonna be basically puffing on smoke that is already combusted, tobacco is already combusted, and it's not great. It's gonna
like smoking an ashtray.
It's like smoking in an ashtray. They're like word for word.
Ooh, Charles' face after that comment.
That doesn't sound very appetizing.
So it'll be a very bitter cigar, a very unflavorful
It's gonna be
cigar.
very, very, very unpleasant experience. So really, my suggestion to you is buy your cigars and smoke your cigars according to the time that you have. You know, cigars are a product of passion that we work many years, many people, many hands touch these leaves, and we want to make sure that when you smoke that cigar, your experience is as wonderful as possible. And that's why different shapes exist. You buy according to the time that you have. You smoke according to the time that you have. Do not buy double Corona because you're gonna get more bang for your buck, and you say you're gonna get 2 smokes out of it. That does not happen. You buy 2 Robustos and you smoke 30-45 minutes, and you smoke 30-45 minutes. You cannot let your cigar sit and then come and enjoy it the next day. That's not a thing, and I strongly go against it. I would not suggest it.
Although, fun fact, it's not a premium cigar, but you know the cigarellos that Clint Eastwood smoked in the spaghetti westerns? They were Tuscan Italian cigars, and those are actually designed so you can snip them in half before you smoke them, so you can get 2 cigars if you want.
I have seen that.
Was it just the same? Well, I suppose it's just the same blend all the way through.
Pretty much, they're cheroots, so they're sort of slightly tightly packed on each end, and you can just, if you want to.
Yeah, but that is before you actually start the smoking process.
Exactly.
So that actually works. There's also actually a fun fact, and now we're gonna get into another little bit of discussion. But if you have a cigar, right, and it's about this long, and you cut it in half, and then now you have 2 cigars with 2 heads and 2 foots, right? The way the direction the leaves were rolled, the leaves, one point is stronger, one point is softer, and if you put all the leaves this way, this is going to be stronger, this is going to be softer. So you actually might get 2 smoking experiences, where this cigar might be stronger and this cigar might be softer.
When we're looking at a tobacco leaf, the stronger part of the leaf is the tip of the leaf, just so people know.
And would you recommend that experiment, something to try out, or is that just a
I've
fun
done
fact?
it. I've done it. It's something that actually happens, and it's very obvious and very in normal premium size cigars. I mean, there's not really premium size cigars that do this. There are some companies that have done this. And does it sell? I mean, there's people that buy it, but this is not a big part of the industry. So if you ever find a cigar like this is outside of Davidoff, this does not exist. It's something interesting to try, but you might notice that one cigar might be stronger, one cigar might be softer. With Toscanos, for example, they're very thin, very small. The effect might not be that apparent, right? Because they are thinner, they're small. Toscanos tend to be very flavorful to begin with, so they're gonna both be normally very powerful experiences.
And the other companies are doing it. So when Charles and I attempted to roll a cigar, but there is a video in the description below of professionals rolling cigars. So they're obviously, so they could theoretically, you know, at a different factory, make a very long cigar and then chop it in half and almost get 2 for 1.
Yes, but again, we're not talking about the premium industry. What we're talking about is sacrilegious, right? I might get shot for this little conversation, but it is.
Sorry I brought it up.
No, but it is an interesting topic.
I might find you floating in the water behind us.
I'll never make it back to France.
I mean,
poor old Klaas. He's just trying to help us.
I'm trying to explain a certain product that is out there and it's not considered to be necessarily part of the premium cigar industry. A cigar smoking experience should be one that is a complete immersive experience, and that's why we have different vitolas, different blends, because different blends act in different shapes and sizes. So it's very important to take that into account and treat your cigar with respect, and I might call these things that you're talking about gimmicks, you know, which are interesting experiments, you know. Do they sell? Some consumers might find this interesting, but really it's not a really big part of the industry. It's just a nice fun fact.
Yeah, one of my favorite cigars from 2018 was the Avo 30th edition double Corona. I still have a few of those, so I may just play around at home and chop one in half and see if it smokes a little different.
Ooh, you look hurt.
You said you've done it. I'm gonna give it a go. Why not?
Not with my cigars.
It's an Avo cigar, so it's a cousin cigar.
Avo was like my grandfather. Okay.
Okay, maybe some other brand then. I've been told off. Oh.
Gonna smack you.
You can't give me ideas because I'm unintelligent enough to give them a go. So.
See a button, do not push, you'll press it.
That's the button you always push. You want to put the do not push sign on the button you push, and then leave the button next to it as the one you shouldn't push. That's it's like reverse psychology for kids. It's like I really want your room to be messy. Like no parents, I'm gonna clean my room. Probably that doesn't work, but maybe it's a good idea.
I tried once, it was a not a failure.
Which is good. So any last closing thoughts?
I mean, have fun, experiment, learn, right? But treat every cigar with respect. Again, we're working very hard on this, many years of work, many hands, and it is important that every single cigar that you try is with the uttermost respect and also with the uttermost intent to analyze, to learn, and enjoy that experience.
Similarly, there's something that has been a reoccurring theme on this trip, both you, your father, and Eladio Diaz, the master blender, constantly hinted at, or it hasn't been hinting, it's been full-blown saying that cigars are your friend, and I suppose we should all give them the attention that they deserve.
And respect that you would give your friends.
Exactly.
Treat them with respect.
So, you know, if this video was a bit of a shock to you that you should not save your cigars for later, maybe an interesting video would be the one we recorded just before this, which is how to relight a cigar once it's gone out, which is, you're saying probably 30-45 minutes is kind of the, it depends, but kind of timeline for a cigar can maybe go out. Depends on, you know, atmospheric conditions, you know, if it's more humid out, if it's in direct sunlight, whatever it may be. But okay, with all that being said, please like this video if you found the content useful. You'll find in the description section below many links from different content that we've produced during our week here in the Dominican Republic, as well as a full-length documentary on how cigars are made here by Davidoff. Please subscribe to the channel for upcoming content. And with all of that being said, my name is Paul Anthony.
I'm CP.
And I'm Klaas Kelner.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Cheers.
Well, Charles-Philippe and I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please also check out the full-length documentary of how Davidoff makes cigars.
And down here, there's a full playlist of our whole Dominican experience.